Hello everyone, it's Kane532 here from RivalGamer. So this is going to be part 2 of our Metal Gear Solid 4 tool adventure. We are just now getting into the advanced functions, and like I said in the last video, this is going to be my face and costume changing functions. This is something I was super proud of when I first found it. I didn't see anybody else that had it, but then again, when I was making this tool, I didn't see anybody else that made anything for Metal Gear Solid 4. Anyway, I had a very sloppy way of getting this done ages ago, and I decided to be done with that, and we are going to be jumping in and using enums. Now, enums are absolutely splendid because they make things so much smoother, so much cleaner, and it's just beautiful stuff. So I already have the enums pre-built, and I will explain them to you as we're going. So right here we have all the faces mixed with the labels, and here's the same thing with all the costumes mixed with the labels. The really nice thing about this is, let's say I just have void faces. All I gotta do, oops, is maybe not have congruent names. So faces, and then I can just choose which face I want to use. That's beautiful, right? Right. That'll make coding this a lot easier. So what we're going to do, since we have both of these, we're going to do public void, and we will code these individually. Now, I do already have the bytes and all that stuff and the offsets, and you guys are going to be very lucky to be the first people to actually see these addresses and so on and so forth. So here's the first address. So I'm only going to be covering one of them because Metal Gear Solid 4 is dynamic, and there's a couple different things that I need to update, so this might not work for you. If it does, awesome. If not, sorry. But we're just going to stick that there. First thing that we're going to need to do, go up and get ourselves a combo box. Combo boxes are beautiful things. So, right there. Boom. Open this bad boy up. And what you want to do in here, you want all the faces that you want to be able to use in there. So that's all of our options. So, this is where the fun bit comes in. Now, because of the way that this works, we are going to need, we can run this a couple different ways. We can either use a timer, or we can run the entire thread asynchronously. I'm not going to bog you all down with asynchronous threading and so on and so forth, mainly because I'm still learning. So we're just going to use a timer. We don't want it to be on initially, just because if it starts trying to write to memory before the game's attached, then the tool will crash, and then you'll have people crying, and it's not fun. So, what we will do, so if facebox selected index is less than or equal to 0. What did I name it? The changer, there it is. Equals false. So this basically means that if it is on normal, the timer will not be enabled. Else, which means anything else, then we're going to run our code. The beautiful thing is that it's only a single byte, so we can use the write byte function, the write byte command. And then we get our face address. Now we get to use the face address. So from here, you could do a number of different things, but we want to use our fancy enum, right? Right. You could just do, I will show you the easiest thing to do, which is a switch case. This will be a perfect chance to learn switch case. We'll do text, just because it'll be easier. So basically what switch case means, you define a switch, which in this case it's going to be the text of our face box. So whatever this text is. And then you set it up thusly. And what did we have? We had Young Snake first, right? Right. I did that totally backwards. So the way you set it up, every case switch has to be set up like this. All of your code goes in after the colon, which is perfectly acceptable. We'll take our address, which we are actually going to define up here. I really don't know why we use that. We can get rid of that. We were going to do something different, but I decided to change my mind last minute, like I usually do. But we are going to do face address. There we go. And then we're going to do faces dot young snake. And there we have it. This has to be a byte. So there we have it. That is our first one. This is the face changer. Now the one that I have coded is a little bit different. But sorry, I won't be giving you those secrets. Equal dot. Now, so here's the fun thing. This is a bool. Yeah. So, you know what that means. What we can do equals facebox dot selected index is greater than or less than 0. We could do, actually, that's it. That's all we gotta do. That does this in a single line. Pretty awesome, right? Put that up there. So yeah, that's really easy. And then this is really easy. I'll even show it to you. Come here, you. Sure. Oh dear. We may have a mistake. Stand by. Is it you? Yep, that's you. Cool. We're good. We're good. I promise. We'll do that. That's what I mean. The game has dynamic ranges. Alright, so connect. Advanced. Now, let us make him into... Let's do Drebin, just since I was talking him up pretty good. And I will bring this up real quick. Just because of the way this works, I gotta die. So, bear with me. Oh, good, I don't have anything. Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna go and off myself. Actually, tell you what. We have the technology. There we go. Now Snake's dead. But our code right here is still running. Make sure it's still running. Well, damn. It should be running, but it's not. Time to troubleshoot. Okay, so we're back, and I figured out what was wrong. So it had, basically, our little bool toggle up here had a bit of an issue. I didn't really like using less than or equal to 0, so instead I used as long as the selected index is not equal to 0. That's what this exclamation point here means, is as long as it is not equal to the number 0, everything else will run accordingly. So, this works, and I will show that to you now. So once it's loaded up, connect, attach, go over to advanced, and I will bring up our debugger. We're going to be looking at this little byte right there. We're going to drag this down to driven. As you can see, it changed to 0C, which if we go back and we look at driven, it's 0C. So everything is working, everything is good. We're going to go up here. I already killed myself, so we're going to restart. And when he loads in, voila, we now have driven face camo loaded up. And we are at the very start of the game, which is pretty awesome. If you look into our camouflage, we don't actually have the face camo, so that makes this really fun. But yeah, that's it for the face camo, and the costume will work the exact same way, and we can even use the same box here. So I will go ahead and get that set up real quick. Okay, so that's done. Let's give it a shot, just so you can kind of see. See, right there, and right there. Now, kill snake. And now we have Nomad Snake. Now, I think the face changer is not working. So we might actually have to have 2 timers. Like I said, it has been a little while since I've done this, so bear with me just a moment. Okay, now it's writing both bytes. Yeah, not too sure why it does that. I think it has something to do with the switch case. But yeah, so there it is, working correctly. I think it just doesn't like using Snake's face. This is one of the very important things. So I know a lot of people like to go and they just pick offsets offline, and then they just plug them into a code, and then they just publish it. The biggest problem that I have with that is you can't troubleshoot anything, like that little issue that we ran into here. Like right now, everything is running off of the single timer. So I was mistaken. Everything is running correctly. It just doesn't like the Nomad skin just doesn't allow you to change anything else, or it doesn't allow you to change his face. So this is useless. But yeah, so that is the face and costume changer under the advanced tab. And I thank you for bearing with me on that. We're going to go ahead and change the title of this to Metal Gear Solid 4 Tool by me. Now there are a great number of different things that you can do. There's so much more to this game that we haven't even scratched the surface. Because we have, let's see, we have these guys that I can punch in as I went hunting, and these are all ammo addresses for all the different types of ammunition. These are all the weapon addresses to enable them, so on and so forth. And I even have the weapon hash IDs. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do stuff like this. Like I'll code something up real quick. This is a bit more of an advanced code. If we wanted to just call every single item inside of this enum, what we can do is we can run for each loop, which basically means for each item inside of a specific collection. So in this case, we're going to be using the enum. Let's do weapons. So for each item inside of the weapon address enum. So to get the weapons, it is a single byte. We convert that into a byte, or into a unit, and then it is 0x02 to enable it. And again, same as the if statements, you don't need the brackets for a single line. You can even put it up here if you really wanted to. Open that up, and then we run the command. Connect, advanced. And actually, before we do this, go up to weapons. Not much. Go over here, click all weapons. Bam! We now have all the weapons in the game. This actually took me several hours to code. Or several hours to hunt and find, because I went through one by one. I was testing each individual address, and you'll see kind of what I was doing from the stream earlier. This button and this single line of code plus this enum took several hours to find. And basically what this is doing here is for each item inside of our enum here, and you have to call it this way because it doesn't natively allow you to refer to the enum as a object. But basically for each item in here, the item value is this. So this is an item value that we're pulling from that. We're converting it into a uint because these are addresses, and we are writing 02 at each address, and this saves so much time. Because had we not done like that, we would have to do something like this. We would have to do one of these for every single item that is inside of this. And there's 72 items in here. So you understand why I didn't want 72 lines of code just to give me all weapons. That's what this does. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. The advanced portion of this tutorial. I hope y'all followed. If not, please leave a couple comments in the section below. Leave a link to the Discord channel. You can go and check that out. Yeah, I mean, happy modding. Very thankful for everybody that is watching this. Thank you for following me through even all the little hiccups and the mistakes that I made through this. I'll be bringing you guys more tutorials in the future. Take care. Bye.